I'm Katie Sewell, and this is A Bittersweet Moment with Tiffany Parks.
Hello and welcome to The Bittersweet Life. I'm Tiffany Parks, and this is your midweek Bittersweet Moment. If you've heard the last few episodes of our show, you may have heard our big news that we are once again, for the fourth year in a row, taking a group of our wonderful listeners, a very small group, to Rome again this year in the coming fall, the first week of November 2026. And we are so excited about this trip because it's going to have some new elements to it, and it's going to be a little bit different from what we usually do. I thought I would hop on here today to give you 5 reasons why you should join us on this trip to Rome. So in no particular order, although I will say this first reason is probably the reason I would do it if I were in your shoes. And that is, you don't have to plan or research anything. Now, I don't know about you, but I do not like the planning phase of travel, or I should say it stresses me out. I'm a very, very anxious travel planner, and we've talked about this on past episodes. I have no problem organizing travel for my clients. I do it as a job, but I don't like organizing, planning, and researching travel for myself. And to be honest, a lot of people, they simply don't have the time to plan an elaborate trip, to research all of the restaurants, to figure out what they need tickets to, what museums are worth going to, what sites they should see, what neighborhood they should stay in, where they should stay, what hotel they should stay at. You don't have to do any of this if you come on our Rome trip this coming November. The only thing really that you have to do is book your airline tickets, and we'll tell you the days. And once you get to Rome, we take care of everything else. We even have a car to pick you up from the airport. It's such a carefree and relaxing way to travel because you know you are going to see so many of the most important things. And I always remind people, you can't see Rome, all of Rome, in one trip or even one lifetime probably, but you will see the most important things and what Katie and I consider the best things in Rome. And so if you are thinking about taking a trip to Rome, but the idea of planning it totally overwhelms you, that's a very good reason to come on our trip. Another reason, you will see a side of Rome that almost no tourists ever see. Now, as I mentioned, you're going to see a lot of the big sites, but you're also going to see, more than anything else, a lot of secret sites, a lot of hidden gems, a lot of off the beaten track treasures. Katie and I are passionate about this city. We know this city backwards and forwards, and we know all of the best places, the places that most tourists don't know, and we're going to take you there. We're going to do 5 tours of the city, 1 per day, and you're going to see places that are going to feel like you're not even in a big capital city. You'll be walking down the streets and we'll be the only people there. Or we'll be walking through a beautiful gallery and there will be 0 crowds. That is the kind of trip that we put together. We know that being in a big crowd when you're traveling is exhausting. It's stressful. It's a lot of the times just not fun. And so we avoid all of those crowds, and we do things a little bit differently. And luckily, because Rome is Rome, every single site that we see is nevertheless truly incredible. Number 3 reason to come on our Rome trip this November is that you're going to come away with a deep understanding of Rome's history, art, and its significance in the world. We all know that Rome is one of the most important empires in history. We know that some of the greatest art was created here and still is here. We know that to understand the world, really, you have to understand Rome's place in history. But how do you go about doing that? Do you want to walk around the city with your nose in a guidebook? Probably not. Do you want to get a PhD on Roman history before you come to Rome? Probably not going to happen. If you come to Rome with me and Katie, we will give you a deep understanding of this city. We talk about the many, many layers of Rome's history. We see the many layers of Rome's history. and we bring it all together. We make the connections that alone you would not be able to make. And it makes a difference. If you've ever been to a place that you knew was incredible, but you just couldn't quite dig deep enough, and you felt like you couldn't appreciate what you were seeing, not because you don't have an appreciation for beauty and art and culture and history, but simply because you didn't have enough information and you didn't have enough context, well, that's what we're going to give you. Fourth reason why you should come on our Rome trip is that you will meet wonderful, like-minded people in our group. Like I said before, it's a very, very small group. This year we have capped the rooms at 8, which means we are going to have a maximum of 16 people in our group. We want this to be personal. We want it to be intimate. And that is the best way to do it, to keep it really small. And what has happened every year, this is going to be our 4th year of hosting this trip. And every single year, our guests have become friends with each other. It's so beautiful to see. It's so wonderful to see our listeners find each other. Sometimes they're from across the world from each other. Sometimes they're from the same town. And it has happened with at least 2 of our 3 groups, maybe all 3, but definitely with 2 of our groups. After having gone home, they've had meetups. They have met and gone out for drinks, not the whole group, but several members of the group. It's so wonderful to see people who make these connections through us. It sounds like I'm bragging, but honestly, Katie and I have a lot of pride in the fact that we have brought people together through our trip and through our podcast who have become friends. It means a lot to us. And, you know, the people that you travel with sometimes can really make your trip what it is. Don't be afraid to come on your own, because we always have solo travelers, as well as sometimes a couple or sometimes a mother and daughter, sometimes 2 friends. And the solo travelers always make friends with other travelers on the trip and have just such wonderful experiences. And last but not least, since you listen to this podcast, I assume that you enjoy listening to me and Katie and spending time with us, because really when you listen to someone's podcast, it's almost like spending time with them. Well, if you come on our trip, you'll actually get to spend quite a bit of real face-to-face time with me and Katie. We are both accompanying you every single day on a different, wonderful, fascinating, and explorative tour. We also have other events throughout the week, such as a rooftop aperitivo with a view of the city. We have an amazing meal together on our last night. We also do a live taping of the podcast, which can be fun for people who've been listening for a long time. You actually get to be involved if you want. You can be on the show. So we spend quite a bit of time together, and we hope that that is one of the reasons why you might like to join our trip this year. So if that sounds like something you want to do, get in touch with us sooner than later. As I mentioned, we are only reserving 8 rooms for this trip, and 4 of those rooms are already filled. So we've got 4 rooms left. If you want to claim one of those rooms, whether you're on your own or with another person, please get in touch and we will give you all of the information. We are also happy to answer any questions that you might have. So simply email us at bittersweetlifepodcast@gmail.com. We'll give you all of the information and answer all your questions. You can also stop by our website, thebittersweetlife.net, to find more information there. We can't wait to see you in November. Thanks so much for listening. Join us again. Bye.